night, so I'm not sure why I haven't shown y'all. But I've got an entire box full of dice.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I got a sandwich bag. It's all full.
I need one of those for all my dice.
That's actually a pretty cool system. Currently, I have a dice tray, but like I haven't gotten a chance to redo it yet, so I just sanded a little bit of it.
Yeah, okay, nice.
See, I have dice and I never use them.
I've got them all compartmentalized into each kind and just wait.
I'm not gonna lie, I literally had to 50-50 split the dice in the divorce. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a big detail.
That's hilarious.
You know.
I took the good dice because I bought all the dice.
Right. See, I feel like if you bought all the dice, maybe you should get all the dice, but whatever.
Yeah, I got dice too, but I
I
like
just
to do the
didn't
digital
feel like
roll.
arguing.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the digital roll keeps you honest too.
Right.
Well,
Exactly.
I stay honest.
That's why I do it.
My rolls suck. A lot of my
mine.
rolls suck. I would not lie. So then we have the keeper of the dice.
Here we go. My only drink for the night.
One of these days, I'm going to 3D print a dice tower so I can just drop them in there.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
All right. So, what's going on? All right. So this little short campaign is centered around Grigori the Orc, who has been a pretty staple character throughout our campaign world. We met him when he was young in a tavern right after a brawl with some minotaurs. The next time we see him is nearly 200 years later, when he is an informant for the rebellion and helps out the group in that campaign. And then we see him again briefly in a rundown town in a tavern, where he gives a little bit of information, and then he is the one who orchestrates the quest to stop the gods in the final campaign. And we also learned in the prison break that he has a nephew who was in prison for sleeping with the warden's wife. And
Yeah, that little scamp.
we don't know where he is now, but he was freed from the prison.
To be fair, the warden was getting strange.
In the current timeline,
Strange.
Grigori is dead. He died at 230 plus years, which is we know is a long life for an orc, and we still don't know exactly how he attained such long life. Maybe we'll figure it out. But where we're going to start is 200 years in the past. So just after the brawl from the Tanglewood party, after they've exited the tavern, that's where we're gonna pick up. So the brawl has just happened. Grigori is and the barkeeper, the only people left in the tavern. Grigori is waiting for two of his compatriots or comrades or what have you, for the purpose of potentially going on a quest or seeking out something. So that will be the opening. But first, let's get to know our characters. So I think it's fitting we probably start with Grigori, since he is the
Grigori.
So many words.
So
Is that like hey with four words?
let's start with the name and age. His name's Grigori, obviously. That's the whole reason we're here. Age, we sort of already fictionally have stated around 30 at this time. But then we have some other things to flesh out. What is Grigori's class?
Grigori, growing up in the culture that he grew up in, became a very strong fighter.
Cool.
So he's a fighter.
Now, we know in the present day, Grigori was a bard. So at some point in time, he did certainly have a change of profession. We don't know why. Maybe it's something we'll discover. Now we know Grigori is a male and that he is an orc. But what does Grigori look like?
He is somewhere around 8 feet, and his wide shoulders, pretty tall, and in his prime, as far as someone of his stature and race can be.
And what kind of clothes is Grigori wearing?
Grigori prefers dark browns, like a leather tunic and stuff like that. Things that blend in, that aren't flashy, that don't
Yeah.
stand out.
All right, cool. And what is Grigori's weapon of choice?
Grigori's weapon of choice is brass knuckles.
Cool, nice. Quite the fighter there. Nux. Cool. Now, what are these brass knuckles made out of? Are they actually made out of brass, or are they made of something else?
They are actually made out of brass, and he had specifically had them serrated on the ends.
Okay,
So if he
serrated
scrapes
brass.
you and hits you, they will cut the crap out of you as well.
Cool.
Yeah, these knuckles aren't made for just hitting somebody. They're made to end it.
Yeah, and so these are something he had specially made.
Yes.
And who made those for him?
His grandfather made them for him when he decided to venture outside their village.
Okay.
As a gift.
Is your grandfather still alive?
He is not.
Okay. Cool. Now, we haven't seen a lot of orcs yet in the world. Why is that?
All right. So orcs tend to have a pretty negative impact when people see them because of how intimidating they are, and people assume that they are just monsters.
Yeah.
And so orcs have learned to keep the peace. They just stay away.
Yeah.
Their villages are separated. They don't necessarily hate anybody, but they don't really mix too much.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if you recall the continent at large, and I wish I had thrown the map up, but I don't have it with me currently.
Oh man.
Actually, I might. Let's good stuff. Yep. Nope. Maybe my library. Do I have you, map? Do I have you? Do you exist? I do. Shazam, map. All right.
Look at the tiny little map.
Yeah, this won't be helpful for the people watching
Okay, there we
online.
go.
That's better.
So this only appears, but and obviously this map is of the current state of the world. So in the future, the continent will be divided into two halves: the Minotaur half and sort of the Dwarven half. But right now, it's all sort of just one continent. It's sort of a little unruly. Where do orcs live? Are they more northern half, southern half? Are they to the east, the west? Like, approximately where would you say orcs live in their seclusion?
Orcs live about right there.
Okay, so the northwestern sort of part of the continent. Yeah, cool.
Is that all?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Now, obviously, that's not where we find Grigori. We find Grigori more sort of center mass and to the east a little bit. So that's where he is. He's traveled away from the orc homeland. Why?
Grigori is out to explore the world. He feels that there's more than just his village.
Yeah.
And he wants to learn everything and make something of himself.
And we also know that Grigori is quite the drinker, so obviously, exploring the drinks the world has to offer probably a priority as well, I'd imagine.
He's like, my goal is to party.
Drink my way across the continent, right? Now, is Grigori met with a lot of resistance, being an orc in different places? Did we lose Joel?
He may be frozen.
Yeah.
So who does? It's normally a bar brawl because they're drunk enough to not know better, and it's normally settled with a one punch.
Okay. All right. Cool. We might have some delay. Are you experiencing delay, Joel?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, let me try something.
Bye.
See you later.
It's not better, is it?
Wait. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, just now. There's still a delay.
Yeah, I don't know that it's as bad though.
Let me sign out real quick.
Okay, all right,
Okay.
cool.
Yeah.
It's all the alcohol. You know how it is.
Yeah, it slows you down. Do. Yeah, I wonder if I can throw this from here to the other. Can I throw this over here? Is that a thing? That's not a thing. Can't do that. That sucks.
Swagger Overworld. Best name.
Where?
Is Mike speaking?
I don't know. I don't hear him.
Haha.
There we go.
So
Magical mute button.
you guys can see the name of the music when it's playing.
I didn't.
If you go over to the tab that has the musical note on it,
Yeah.
it'll say now playing, and it says Swagger
Cool.
Overworld.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't notice that until just now.
Yeah. So well, I see. I don't know. See, I don't know exactly what you guys can see. So what I typically do is I'll download stuff, but those aren't the names that it has. But I'll just sign
Obviously.
into it based on sort of what I want it to do. Still see Joel, do we? You guys see Joel?
No.
Nah.
No? Okay. Okie dokie.
Okay, so it's gonna be a minute.
Okay, he's got net issues. Cool. Alright, cool.
I don't even have to pull up Facebook. It just notifies me when Facebook says something.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah.
So nice.
Yep. Yeah. I'll put it in my side browser over here.
Meanwhile, I have two different web browsers, two notepads. Why do I have Steam open? Shut down.
Oh, listen, I've got browsers. I've got the chat separated out. I've got the broadcasting software pulled up. It's like all the things all the time. I'll screen cap it. Can I get back far enough? No, don't zoom in. That's the worst.
And the other day,
Joe!
Yay!
Better?
He exists. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, cool. I don't know what was going on there, man. It was nuts.
Yeah. Cool. Well, glad to have you back. Alright, cool. So
Yeah, I had to disconnect and reconnect for some reason.
we were talking about stuff.
Yeah, all right. All the music's working, everything.
Yeah. Yeah, well there's no music before, but I figured as filler for while you were gone.
And now nobody sees. Dang it.
Uh-oh. Are you still there, Joel?
I got you. Yeah. Just a second.
Sure.
Are we sure he's not a mage? He keeps disappearing pretty easily.
And there was that one YouTube video, and Mike's probably seen it. Maybe you've seen it, where they have the 100 D&D pickup lines and 100 D&D
Oh, I've seen
vicious
those, yeah.
mockery insults.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Joel.
So good.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I might have to reset my router.
Okay, well, we'll do a time delay. All right. Hello.
Hi.
All right. Cool. We'll try it again. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we're pretty one for one. If there's a delay, it's only seconds. So, I think
All right.
we can deal with that. All right, cool.
Cool.
So, let's go back to orcs. So you said, if people have a problem with him, it's usually settled pretty quickly because he punches them out.
Right.
Do orcs have any sort of religion?
They do. They worship the land around them. It's more of a, you get what you take and what you give to the world around you type deal.
Would you say orcs are maybe similar to Native Americans in that way? Oh no.
Oh.
He's like noped out.
I was thinking Native Americans are pagan hippies. Either way.
Are you back?
So did you say Americans?
Yeah, kind of like Native Americans, maybe.
Yeah. They respect nature. Nature. It's
Yeah.
not more of a deity. It's more of an idea.
Yeah, cool. And what would you say Grigori's alignment is?
Alignment of Grigori.
I would say Grigori is probably pretty neutral.
Yeah, okay.
He's mostly out for himself at the moment.
Yeah. All right.
Aren't our characters usually?
Yeah. Now Grigori's parents, are they still around? Do they exist?
Yes, both of them still exist. They live in the village.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Now were they troubled at the fact that Grigori wanted to set out into the world?
Very much so.
Yeah. All right. So did maybe he not leave on the best of terms?
They didn't want him to travel outside the village because of his safety.
Yeah.
They were worried for him, and he basically disregarded their feelings and left anyway.
Yeah.
And so, I would say they weren't on the best of terms.
Okay. Now, Grigori's grandfather, who had left, I imagine maybe Grigori idolized his grandfather to some degree.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Now, what happened to his grandfather?
His grandfather was a very...
Yeah.
He died of old age at 120.
Okay. All right, cool. Now, what is Grigori's at this point in his life? What are his sort of goals in life?
His goal is to be smarter than any orc has ever been, and to make his mark. He wants to come back and prove to everyone that he is the man.
Okay, cool, awesome. All right, awesome. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me about Grigori at this point?
Not really. He just started out in this world, and he prefers to settle things with either drinking and laughter or fighting.
Yeah.
And he's really out there just to make his mark in that world, whether that be infamy or money. He's not sure yet. He's pretty confused. So.
Yeah. All right, cool. Sounds good. All right, let's we'll move on to Danny. Danny, you're gonna play the troll character. We've seen him a couple of times throughout the campaigns. He's a merchant, traveling merchant. He doesn't seem to have any sort of allegiance in the future. Once again, this is 200 years in his past. So we don't even know his name. He's only ever been called the Troll Merchant. So, what is his name and age?
His name is Gorm Ironwall Jaga.
Yeah.
It's under my name, obviously, if you need to spell it.
Yep.
And he is 9,
Okay.
which is adult for trolls.
Okay, 9 years. What is his class, race, and male is his gender? We already know that. So.
Yes. His class is paladin, and he's a troll.
Yep. All right. Now, go ahead and tell me what he looks like.
He's about 5'9". He's got dark yellow skin. He's bald, very built, very thick. Fiery eyes. He's currently wearing scale mail.
Okay.
That's nice and shiny. And he's got a small golden hammer attached to his hip.
All right. Cool. And is that his weapon of choice then, the golden hammer?
No, that's actually his holy symbol.
Oh, okay. All right. So what is his weapon of choice?
His weapon of choice is the shield and longsword, and for aesthetic purposes, it's a tower shield.
Okay. All right. Cool. And so this golden hammer. Well, actually, let's go back a little further. Paladin. Are there a lot of troll paladins? Is that a thing?
Typically, no. Most trolls don't really enjoy organized religion, but Gorm comes from a very small secret tribe of a little bit smarter trolls who follow an old pantheon of gods.
Now, the troll tribes, are they scattered throughout the continent, or are they pretty localized to a particular area?
In earnest, there's really only like 1 or 2 tribes. They typically just free flow, usually by themselves or maybe in groups of like 2 or 3.
Okay. And where approximately on the continent are they from?
They're towards the top, the little peninsula above Zakran in the Tar Empire.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. What will be the Tar Empire? I mean, currently it's all sort of just like,
Yeah.
it's just there's like not a singular rule or anything. Okay. Cool. All right. So now the items that Grom has, where do you acquire any or all of those?
It has to do with the old pantheon and everything. The way his tribe is set up is it's a gathering of elders who eventually help decide what the troll who's born, what god they should follow in the old pantheon.
Mm-hmm.
His small golden hammer is the symbol of Forseti, which is a god of justice.
Okay.
Since he seems to be very headstrong and more aligned towards good.
Okay. And what is troll culture like at large?
At large, they're typically dumb and brutish. They like to fight a lot, but in this particular hidden tribe, they focus more on the art of war as well as, mercantile things. And there's even a scholar.
Okay.
A scholar in this hidden tribe.
All right. Does the scholar have a name?
Yes, it is Frode. Frode.
Okay, cool. And how old is Frode?
Frode is actually the oldest remaining troll currently at 250.
Okay, cool. Now, did Grom train to be a paladin? Like, how did he achieve the level of paladin?
It's a little strange. The tribe trains every child, regardless of gender, in how war works. Combat's primarily for males, and tactics are primarily for females, since they're a little bit smarter than the males.
Mm-hmm.
However, he showed a lot of devotion towards the old pantheon, as well as excellence in combat, so he ended up becoming a paladin for that reason.
Okay. And did you say what his god's name was?
The god he follows is Forseti, but he also receives divine favor from Eir, E-I-R.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Cool.
That's what gives him his clerical abilities.
All right. Now, much like orcs, we don't see a lot of trolls. I mean, they're around, but do trolls mostly keep to themselves, or Maybe just they're not in the places that we've been.
There's a fair amount of them all over the continent. Like I said, they typically either travel solo or in small bands, and really the only time you see them is if you like step on their territory, in which case they'll fight to defend it.
Gotcha. All right. So here's an interesting question. Now, we know 200 years into the future that sort of minotaurs, humans, and dwarves make up a large majority of the continental population. But, I would even say that it's possible that, particularly with the dwarves and the minotaurs, that because of their prosperous nature given to them by Lu the god, allowed them to breed and create a lot of characters. What is the dominant species of the current time?
The current time would probably be elves.
Okay, a lot of elves out and about. All right.
Yes, it's a little more foresty. There aren't quite as many of the large cities yet.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Let's see. What is Grom's sort of goal in life?
Well, he's eventually going to return to the village, but currently it's just to get more information about the world.
Okay. Cool. Explore.
Yeah, basically try to find out what his deity wants him to do.
Cool. And would you say Grom has an alignment of sorts?
Yes, he's actually chaotic good.
Okay. I'll be interested to see how Grom and Grigori know each other. All right. So, is there anything else you'd like to tell me about Grom at this time? Or Gorm, sorry. Gorm this time.
Yeah, he's been out traveling for about a year now.
Okay.
He, up until recently, was working for a caravan guard until his patron guided him away towards something important.
Okay.
He doesn't know what it is yet until Grigori, came to ask for aid for whatever reason.
Yeah. All right, cool.
And then he found out that he very much enjoyed inventory work while he was with the caravan.
Okay, cool. Now, also, I guess with only being 9 years old, is 9 the beginning of adulthood, or is it like 8 years old, or so?
8 years is the beginning of adulthood. Okay. Trolls have to grow up quick since typically they're prone to fighting and dying out at a very early age.
Okay.
Technically, they're biologically immortal, but because they like to fight so much, they usually only live about 20, 30 years.
Okay, cool.
They're lobsters.
Yeah. So, is there anything else you want to tell me about Gorm at this time, then?
No, I think that's about it. He's a pleasant, friendly fellow, but other than that...
Yeah. All right, cool. All right. So then we'll move on to Amanda's character. Another character we have met before, Danica Kismet. Now, when we met Danica Kismet before, and this would be shortly, or sometime at least after this campaign, maybe a year or so, Danica is dead. So,
Yes.
when we meet Danica, Danica is dead because Danica
clearly did some wrong shit because not in a good dead way,
right.
in the hell dead way.
Danica had gotten amnesia, met up with a wizard who trained her, and in a training accident gone wrong, Danica killed herself and potentially her teacher as well, I think. But this takes place prior to the amnesia, so I'm excited to learn a little more about Danica at this time. Let's go ahead and do. We know the name is Danica Kismet. What is her age again? I don't remember.
She is. Where did I write that down? I remember. Didn't I say at the time she was
20s? I think. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably late 20s then. So earlier 20s, mid 20s.
Yeah, mid 20s then. Okay.
No.
And then go ahead and give us a class and race.
All right, class, wizard, race, human.
Okay, cool. And give us an appearance again.
She's about average height and weight. She has gold eyes, silver wiry hair, and blue and silver robes.
Okay. And then weapon.
The weapon's a staff.
Okay. And okay, so now it's time to learn a little more about Danica. First of all, Danica at this point would know who her parents are and have a better idea about her past. What does Danica do?
Danica, to be kind, call her a sewer witch.
Yeah.
She doesn't like go and clean the sewer, but magical creatures get flushed, so she's supposed to like fight them and slay them, but really she has a soft spot for the animals, so she takes them home and rehomes them.
Okay. And what part of the continent would you say that Danica is from?
I'd say probably probably on the very tip of the Tor Empire, Zakran, probably on the coast.
Okay, so probably near where the trolls live then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now, obviously, at this time, she will not be there. That's where she's from.
Yeah.
We are near the town of Ignis. I would say because that's sort of where that's near where the Tanglewood Forest is. I would say probably just a little north of that, in the town that eventually is burned down. What is she doing in this area? Why is she here?
I want to travel very, very far away from my current job. Let's just say that, like, even though I had pretty much stayed clean through magical Scotch guarding, that one day I came across a mud golem, and it was not a mud golem, and I'm like, I want to save animals on the surface now. I'm so done with this.
Not a mud golem, but not a mud golem. Whatever could you mean? No.
We were in a sewer. Use your imagination.
Yep. All right. So at this time,
I left that one there.
Yeah. At this time in the world, what is human culture like?
It's pretty diverse. There's a lot of different classes. Obviously, there's more elves than humans, so there's a lot of halflings. Because humans are kind of that mid-level race. They're left alone. They're not really revered, but they're also not disgusted. They're able to kind of go in and out through culture and not have too much trouble.
Yeah. Now the town that you come from, is it predominantly human, or is it kind of a mixed bag of characters?
It's definitely a mixed bag.
Okay.
There was an eccentric bunch. It was a weird village.
Yeah. All right. Would you say that it was an important area for trade then?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, like I said, there was different jobs of all types. I mean, I'm rescuing sewer animals.
Yeah. All right. Good. Now, does Danica have any religion at this time?
No religion. Her family was really, really supportive and stuff like that. They weren't a religious family. They just had a certain set of morals.
Yeah. Okay. What? How did Danica become a wizard?
Family.
Yeah, so it's a family.
They were wizards. She was a wizard. She wanted to do something, probably a lot more, less magical, like veterinarian. And they're like, "There's a way you could use it." That's what got her in this situation she's in. So she's trying to figure something else out.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Now, let's see. The staff. Where did that come from?
It was a gift from her family, and out of character, I told you that the staff looked a certain way because it was built in her training.
Yeah. But
in character, this is the original staff, and it was upgraded basically during training.
Okay. Cool. All right. And let's see. What is Danica's goal in life at the moment?
still want to do what I'd always wanted to do. I want to help people and help animals. I am chaotic neutral because I still want, to make a living, and I kind of want things my way. But like I said, I have a soft spot for animals and in nature and things like that. So it's to learn more, become a better wizard, and to, spend some time out on the surface and help the animals there.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Now, about how long has Danica been in the area she's in now?
I'd say probably coming up on 4 years now.
Okay. All right. Cool. Awesome. All right. Is there anything else you want to tell me about Danica at this point?
Not that I can think of. Not really. No.
Okay. Cool. All right. So then, if you guys want to take just a few minutes and go ahead and fill out bonds for each other, you can fill out one or more for each person. Do you guys need the map anymore?
No.
No.
I'm gonna send it away. Bye, map. You guys good on bonds?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so let's start with Grigori. Grigori, what bonds do you have?
All right. So with Danica, it was actually pretty similar to what just happened to him in this bar just now. He was sitting drinking one night, and people started making fun of her for her job description and what she does, and things got out of hand, and he got bumped and spilled his beer and got really mad, and I pretty much laid everybody out, and she was pretty grateful about that. So we started talking, and we became pretty good friends.
Cool. So Danica, have you often taken grief for your job?
I'm a little bit of a weirdo, to be honest.
Oh, okay,
including my appearance. I mean, the wiry hair, the big
Yeah.
robes, eccentric. Everyone else is just wearing like normal traveling gear.
Yeah.
I look like I just took a trip to, ye old Spirit Halloween.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Are you providing the same sort of similar services in this area as well?
Yeah. Like I said, a lot of magical creatures get flushed, and it's really, really sad.
Yeah. So this is gonna tangent me just a little bit, but there's a sewage system, right? I mean, that's pretty advanced, right? Now is that who built that, right? Who built the sewage system, right? Is that something that's left over from long ago, or are sewage systems like new-ish within the last 100 or so years?
I would say that they're probably pretty new.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, and that's why people just think it's just so easy. It's a novelty, so it's like, oh well, this familiar is not exactly working out. It's kind of hard to train, and then they just chuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah, when in doubt, flush it disappears, right?
Yeah. So the underground sewer networks, are they localized within each town, or is it like a network that expands across like the continent sort of thing?
I would guess because it's fairly new. I haven't done a lot of traveling. I've only been in 2 separate places.
Mm-hmm.
That really they're probably just centralized to each town.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. All right, so Grigori, do you have another bond then?
I do. I've traveled a lot, and in my travels, I have met Ironwall
Yeah.
several times. I use his company quite a bit because they're cheap and they're trustworthy.
Okay, cool.
And so I've had a lot of. I wouldn't say like we're not super friendly, but we're not enemies either. We've had some talks around the campfire, and just some talking.
Yeah. Okay.
Shooting
cool.
the shit.
Yeah. I guess it'd be pertinent too to ask at this time. What does Grigori do for monetary gain?
He basically there's two things he does. Grigori will procure items people need. Like he'll ask around town, what makes money,
Yeah. Okay.
and he'll go find said thing. So if they're like in dire need of like deer meat, he'll go hunt a bunch of deer and sell it because that's what sells in that city. Or he will also hit up local guilds and stuff and see if they have any work for him.
Okay. Yeah.
Because like I said, he likes to fight, so he puts his metal to the go.
He's a side quest adventurer.
Right.
Cool.
Nothing too crazy, but enough to pay his bills.
Yeah. Now, does Grigori live anywhere specific at the time, or is he just sort of living from inn to inn?
No, currently has no place to call home except for his village.
Yeah.
He just literally travels, sleeping on the side of the road or in an inn if he's got the money.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Do you have any more bonds?
Currently, no.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Then we will move on. Let's go over to Grom Ironwall. What are your bonds?
Well, just like Grigori said, he's used my caravan as transport many times, so we've had plenty of talks.
Yeah. Okay.
We've known each other fairly well. That was one separate bond, was that he used my transport to other cities.
Yeah.
But I have a second bond for him that says I believe that he has a good sense of justice.
Okay. All right. Cool. What gives you this belief?
Through our talks and everything, he sounds like a pretty stand-up guy.
Cool. So let me ask: does Grigori have a strong sense of justice, or is that just something that Grom believes, or Gorm believes?
I wouldn't call it strong. He definitely doesn't enjoy people being slighted or wrong, but I wouldn't say he would go out of his way to smash a wall down and beat up a bunch of guards because he thinks they're arresting somebody for the wrong reasons.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's your own brand
if he
of
saw some dude,
justice.
right? If he saw some dude like stealing from a little kid or something, he'd definitely stand up and throw him over the building.
Okay. Cool. All right. And then what is Ironwall's next bond then?
Danica's used my caravan for shipping her pets to other buyers.
All right.
Funny, I actually kind of basically just said the same bond, but yeah.
All right. Cool.
The joys of working with a caravan, I'm easy to bond with.
Yeah. Now, does Grom run the caravan, or is he just a part of the caravan?
For like the first month or so, he was just there kind of like backup guard.
Yeah.
But up until the point when he left, like after the first month, he basically became like the head guard because he was, proven to be effective.
Okay. But it's not necessarily his caravan.
No, he's not like the owner of the company or anything.
Yeah, but he just
just
sort of
runs this particular train of caravan.
Yeah, okay, cool. And do you have additional bonds at this point?
I may or may not have bought a sewer rat from Danica.
Okay. All right, cool. For what purpose?
It's adorable.
Oh, okay.
I've never seen one.
Okay. All right. They don't have rats in troll villages?
We don't have sewage in troll villages.
Yeah, but they're no. I guess are sewer rats different from regular rats?
We don't really have many rats, but the rats we have in our villages are actually gerbils.
Okay.
I was about to say, probably with, how things are crazy and mutated and magical, I would imagine as small as you are, that the rat would be big enough to put a saddle on.
Yeah,
like a mid-sized dog to him or something, right?
It was kind of one of those things where, like, I always wonder, like, I've never seen a wild hamster, right? It's, like
They're all in my village.
Where are the wild hamsters at? I don't know. Like, you know. But anyways, all right. Is that your final bond then?
Yes, sir.
Does the sewer rat you purchased have a name?
Nibbles.
Nibbles. All right. Now, does Ironwall have a permanent residence, or does traveling with the caravan pretty much consume his sort of? You know...
Up until about 2 weeks ago, it was with the caravan. While his deity's been guiding him to where he needs to be, he's just been sleeping on the side of the road.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So, a hobo.
A group of hobos.
Right. I mean, that's D&D characters typically are. All right. So, Danica, let's hear about some bonds then.
Okay. Side note before the bonds, of course I have my own pet because I rescue them. So
Yeah.
there's one that I actually have, and it was my first pet I ever found. It's I like to call it a miniature, but obviously it was just dwarfed because of problems. But it's basically kitty griffin named Moofer.
Okay. All right. Moofer. But it's small.
Yeah, it's very, very small.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right.
It was supposed to be for travel purposes, but didn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Bonds.
Is it small enough to fit like in a pocket sort of thing, or?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. And then so bonds then.
All right. So I knew of Grigori in my town. Basically as a child. Before I knew him in person. There were
Okay.
tales of him in the town.
Okay, of like a wandering orc.
Yeah, he was known as the Finder.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So how did you? Well, I guess you met him in the tavern during the brawl.
Yeah.
And so, but obviously you've kept in touch to some degree. You guys have
Yeah.
hung
Come
out
in,
or whatever.
drink from time to time. Have some tavern food.
Yeah.
And when I need things, and obviously I have a very odd job, so there are things I need.
Yeah.
Grigori can find them for me.
Yeah. Or I guess vice versa too. If Grigori finds someone is in need of some sort of creature or animal that you have,
Yeah, the black
Correct.
market pets. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yep.
I guess that could be another bond is, when people are looking for that strange exotic animal, she's the one that I normally go get
Yeah.
because she's the one that normally has them.
Medieval Joe Exotic. Okay, cool. Got it. I hear you.
Well, I mean, if I blew up Arthur, non-character, wouldn't that make me Carol Baskins? But whatever.
Oh no. Yep. All right, cool. So, carrying on. What's your next bond then?
All right, Gorm. Just like he said, I'd put that he helped with animal fostering.
Okay.
We'll call it fostering.
Yeah.
There was money exchanged. It's
Yeah.
fine.
The donations, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And is that, do you have any additional bonds beyond that?
Yeah.
All right. So I have some more questions for the group at large, I guess. Is there any sort of government in the current day and age?
I would say no.
As
It's
in,
probably
like,
a lot more
overarching
lawless.
for everybody, or
Yeah. I mean, certainly there must be local governments,
Yeah, I would-
right? But there's
There's
no
no, like,
I was going to say,
overlord of
locally, yes,
power.
but I think land-wise, no.
Yeah. Okay. And is it like are there other, I guess, lords and ladies like some sort of are there proclaimed kings in various areas? How do these governments sort of pop up, or these rules?
I would imagine that the more sophisticated the town, the more sophisticated the government. There's probably smaller areas where literally their mayor is a stump
Yeah.
that they also worship.
Yeah. Okay. So in the town that you're in, it's a sort of I guess a mid-sized town for the day. They have a market and they've got a tavern and stuff, and I'm sure there's like some houses in the surrounding area. Is this particular area governed by any particular person, or is there a body of people?
Yeah, there is, for this particular place, they just call him mayor.
Okay. All right. Cool.
That's his name, not his title.
Yeah.
Both.
Is it John
Gotta
Mayer?
I think it would be both.
It's just got a
Very
sign.
nice.
Kind of think like
Weird.
Return of the Hobbit, where there's the mayor of the city. He kind of runs everything.
Yeah. All right, cool.
You know, leeches
Um,
off of everybody type dealy. Yeah,
is
making
it-
those shady deals.
Yeah. I mean, at large, is he an all right dude, or how is he?
Up front, yeah, he's pretty nice.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, he keeps his community clean and everything. But
Yeah. I mean,
you know, there's a lot of money coming into this place, and it's really advanced
Coming from somewhere.
beyond what it should be.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, no government is without its corruption, right? It's just sort of a thing.
Right.
Yeah. All right, cool. And is this town populated with any particular race, or is it pretty diverse?
I would say it's pretty diverse. I mean,
Yeah.
that's why Grigori's hung out here for a while, is because there's less animosity here,
Yeah.
and he
Right.
can just do his thing and be happy.
Cool. Now, the reason that you guys are all sort of meeting is Grigori has got a quest, right? There's a quest he's pulled off maybe the guild board, or maybe he's heard it from someone. Let's start off. Where did the quest come from? Is it something you found on like a guild board, or did someone come to you specifically with it?
Actually, a little bit of both. He did not find it in a guild board because he's been working this guild here for quite a few years, on and off. He was pulled aside by one of the, I wouldn't say the top, but one of the top people of the guild, and asked, privately if he could handle something of this nature, and he
Okay.
agreed.
Cool. And obviously, it's something that maybe he felt like he wouldn't be able to take on just on his own. So he's
Right.
contacted Danica and Gorm. How do you get in contact with them?
There is a creepy person in this city currently that has control over animals. Certainly, it's just mostly birds. It's not
Okay.
you. And you can, for a small fee, write a scroll type dealy, and they'll send out like crows and shit like
Okay.
that.
So it's
They'll
like a-
find their target every time.
It's like a
Love
self-made
it.
postal service.
Correct.
Yeah. And does this individual have a name?
They just know her as Feather
Feather. Okay. Cool.
because of her weird control over birds.
All right.
I want to carry a raven.
All right, cool. So, Grom and Danica, you receive word via Carrier Crow to meet Grigori. You're going to meet him at the local tavern. What are your thoughts, right?
Well, for me, the crow didn't have to fly far since my patron was kind of pulling me towards there. It was literally like a day's journey away. I'm like,
Okay.
oh, well, guess I'm heading in the right direction.
Yeah, okay.
You know,
That'd be exciting.
my little pocket griffin was pretty excited to see a bird, and I'm like, stop, no.
Like, excited in what way? Roll for charisma. I don't know.
Oh no, no, it's cat. It's like I wanna eat it,
Ah,
and I'm like,
okay.
no, stop.
I
Your
was
bird
like,
is
what?
oh,
I know he was like, you got feathers, I got feathers, you know. All right, cool. Now, Grigori, this sort of fight just happened where you're at. Like, you were sitting in the bar, you minding your own business, you're having your drink, and suddenly, just seemingly out of nowhere, this group of people and these minotaurs are going at it, right? And
Yeah, it was pretty wild.
yeah, to be fair, the minotaurs, they were being jerks, but it was certainly the other group that threw the first punch, right?
Oh, it was definitely the other group.
Right, right. So the minotaurs were being jerks, and these guys basically straight up murdered them for being jerks, and then took their stuff, right?
Yeah, they sure did.
Now you got bumped. One of them bumped you, sort of this guy in a cloak, and you were agitated because your drink got spilt over. But they made it right. They made you a new drink. This sort of glittery beard dwarf. But was that like, what was that like? Like was it a pretty exciting experience, or was it really just the whole thing just super annoying? Or
I would say it's not the first time this has happened to me.
yeah,
So it was definitely annoying because I'm just trying to like sit there and munch on some snacks and drink me a nice cold beer, and these assholes start a fight and knock my stuff over.
Yeah.
So it was nice of them to replace the drink.
Yeah.
I didn't really think too much of it. I thought the dwarf was really odd. But I've seen some odd people in my time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they had a dwarf and a mushroom person and a gnome, and then a...
Yeah, the mushroom person was weird. I hadn't seen very many of them.
Yeah.
But you don't see very many of me either, so I didn't think much of it.
Yeah,
the dwarf, I've seen some of them, but that guy was off kilter. He kept talking about like global warming, and all this other stuff, and I just, in my head, I was thinking he's a dumbass, and I just kind of like kept it to myself. And
yeah.
The dude in the cloak seemed like, he was pretty nefarious, but. He really was just stepping in to help his friends, more or less. So they didn't really seem awful.
Yeah.
Just hot heads and drink seems to cause some fights.
Yeah, and so everyone leaves once the brawl fight's out. Everyone just sort of leaves, and you just sit there. You're carrying your business, and obviously the bartender is still around because he's established that he doesn't want to abandon it.
Right.
Now when it's over, they sort of pay off the bartender to basically not call the cops, and then they leave, right? So then it's just you and the bartender. Right. Do you talk to him at all, or?
Yeah, I basically looked up and I'm like, damn, Bill. I was like, you can't just keep these riffraff out. It's getting sick and tired of this crap.
Yeah.
It's like, I need to start getting paid for being your bouncer.
Yeah. Did Bill seem pretty shooken by the whole experience, or is he just like glad to have him gone, sort of thing?
Not really. He was just happy they were gone and that they paid for damages, and it's a normal night for him. He's seen worse.
Now the bodies are still on the floor. Is Bill cleaning that up, or is he getting someone to do that, or what's going on with the bodies?
Yeah, Bill's got some people that just kind of, he sends out one of his little help guys, and they go out and get them, and these dudes just make them disappear.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not the first time.
Yeah. And it's still sort of like midday, right? So it's not like this doesn't happen at night. This is the middle of the afternoon that this bloodbath took place.
He's just like, well, I guess
just dragging him out to the dumpster.
Yeah. No, I've asked Bill before. He said basically these guys come and they deliver goods in the back. Mm-hmm. They bring a cart with a cover and they take them to a pig farm, and they just disappear.
Yeah. Cool. So you're in there. You're still having your drink. And it's just you, Bill, and the cleaners, and obviously the bodies.
I like Bill. I can mesh with this.
Yeah. And about that time, Grom and Danica walk in, right? So you guys walk in, and here's the scene, right? You see the bartender. He's back there, sort of, I don't know, maybe he's muttering or whatever. And you see Grigori just sitting at the table by himself. And then you see, like, people cleaning up dead bodies. What is your reaction?
Well, before they react, I'm going to turn over and be like, hey, Ironwall, how's it going? I'll be like, what's up, Danica?
Yeah. I'm going to just step over the body
casually.
Yeah.
I'm like, I worked in a sewer for a long time. Yeah. I'm not even bothered.
Yeah.
Why didn't you call me for the fight?
I'm gonna kind of lean over them. They took their stuff, but I'm gonna search to just see what's there, and then find nothing, but continue like stepping over them as I'm searching their pockets.
Well, do you want to roll? Do you want to roll a discern reality to see if there is like anything to find?
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's roll something. Okay. See what happens.
And what do we roll on the discern reality?
Wisdom.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's an 11.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you're searching the bodies, and sort of while you're searching them, you find a scroll, right? And on this scroll, as you sort of open up and read it, and it's the only thing you find. It was like this one thing was missed. It was actually tucked, like, in one of their like in their nethers, right? No one searched there, but you worked in a sewer. You don't care. Okay. You work in a sewer, so like that kind of thing doesn't bother you.
She's just digging into a dead dude's crotch. Yeah.
Look, sometimes the best things are hidden in the crotch. That's what she said. Anyways, You find a scroll, right? And
A crotch scroll, huh?
On the scroll is some ancient text, and it sort of goes on about these sort of like old gods, and it mentions like Tuatha De Danann and Fomorians, and it talks about the Tuatha De Danann being scattered across the world, and there's mention of one named Lu, and it just says some stuff. And that's what you find, right? You find a scroll with some information on it that the Minotaurs happen to have. Do you make anything of it, or is it just pretty much just like, oh, well, this is stupid?
I'm, like I said, I came from a family of wizards. I'm pretty well read. It's basically just, kind of about the religious / political thing that's coming about. I think that's starting to rise up. That I've heard like murmurs about, but
Yeah.
it hasn't come to obviously our areas yet.
So as we step back from a character standpoint to a player standpoint, Lu is actually literally being held captive in the woods, like down the road.
Okay, I don't
literally.
remember.
Yeah, and literally within a day's time, he's going to be set free.
Oh, that no.
He's
no
down by the
bueno.
swamp in a temple in a cage.
Yep. But that hasn't happened yet, and seemingly the Minotaurs were looking for him, right? Because they had like a map of the forest and a totem to like open the gate into it. So it seems like they were questing to look for him, but they were slaughtered before they could ever take it on, and those things were taken from them. Those items were looted from their bodies prior to this. Your character doesn't know that, but you as a player can know that.
Okay.
Grigori does. He saw him take them.
Yeah, he saw him take the stuff, but he doesn't know what they.
He didn't know what it was, but he saw him take it.
Also, I take the crotch scroll, and I'm like, hey guys, check this out.
Yeah.
I
Read
would
this.
prefer not to touch that.
Yeah.
You probably should
I
though.
agree,
There's
that's nasty.
there's words on it.
Danica,
So,
you should just put it back on the ground. It's
You're
not good.
just like waving it around the crotch scroll. It's got smell about it.
I'm just sitting there going,
Clear
ugh.
imprint
I'm trying to
on
eat
it.
I
back
have
here. Put that shit on the
magical-
ground.
I have like a barrier, like almost like a magical Scotch guard. That's why my robes, like, they still stay all pristine and pretty and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So I'm, like,
Grigori's gonna
unaffected
slam the
by the-
table with his fist and say, "Put it on the ground. It's nasty. I'm trying to eat."
Yeah. All right. Cool. So you all finally sit down at the table. Do you all say anything to the bartender or the people who are cleaning crew, or do you just like blindside like they're not even there?
I am
agree
going
with
to
him.
ask for a sandwich.
Okay, cool. Roll charisma to see if because he's in a bad mood. So let's see if you get that sandwich.
Fair enough. That's a 9.
Cool. Yeah, you get the sandwich and you eat it.
Getting that sandwich.
You don't know it as a character, but as a player, he spit in your sandwich.
Well, I was gonna ask her a sandwich, but I saw the look on the bartender's face, and I'm like, I'm gonna wait.
Yeah. But you
Joke on him. Spit is my favorite flavor.
but you don't know that. Your character doesn't know that. You get a spit sandwich. So you all sit down.
Like, man, this sandwich is really moist. What'd you make it with?
Yeah, and Grigori tells you that he's sort of gotten word.
That there's spit in that sandwich. Like, yo, man, Bill spits in people's food when he's pissed off. I don't know if I'd eat that.
Side note: while we weren't looking, he took the scroll and rubbed it on the bun.
Yeah. you gave the order to one of the cleaners, and he says, "Hey, I have an order for a sandwich. It's for a cop."
I mean, technically.
Yeah. So anyways, so you obviously at the table, and you sort of you shoot the shit for a little bit, and we'll stop here for a second too. While you're shooting the shit, does anything come up? Like, is there any developments in anyone's life that they're sharing with any of the other ones?
Gregory hasn't seen my rat yet, so I bring it out and show it to him.
I've decided I want to work on the surface.
Yeah.
Done with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Grigori is like, yeah, okay, that's a nice rat, It's a rat. I don't see the want in that. I've eaten them a few times in desperation, but that's about it.
Yeah.
And Moofer just nods in agreement,
Grigori,
like, we're not going to be in the sewer anymore.
Yeah, Grigori just shares that he's doing okay. He's got like 50 silver from the last job he did for the guild.
Cool.
And I think he's going to basically just say, hey, I summoned you here because I was asked privately by one of the higher guild members to fulfill this mission, and I cannot do it on my own.
Yep. All right, cool. So the mission itself is going to take place in a desert, actually. So if we actually, I'm going to pull the map back up. I should have just left it. Right. So if we everyone say back.
So little,
everyone say back. Everyone say backpack.
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 Yeah.
Backpack.
Yeah.
So if we look at our map here, the desert where this is at is going to be
It's gonna be right island. It's a little buggy.
No. So if you look at the map, what will be the Republic of Dwarden? Can I make this any bigger? So yeah, there's a town called Lenice, whatever. You'll see that. It's under the N in Dwarden.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Right here.
Yep. So just a little further south from that, there is what's known as the Desert of Forgotten Souls.
Man, that desert's right next to a river and an ocean. You
I know.
sure about that?
Yep. No, I'm sure about that. Yeah. It's,
Okay.
It's a cursed place.
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
Yeah. It's a cursed desert. But you're heading there. There is sort of a desert temple / dungeon something, and within it is something that you're either going to get or take care of. Why are you going there? What was the quest for?
So the quest is about an extremely powerful relic
Okay.
that needs to be recovered because apparently somebody has seen it and escaped,
Yeah.
but wasn't able to recover it themselves, and so they've put out a vast amount of money to the guild to hire somebody to recover it for them.
Okay. And do you know what the relic does or is, or does this sort of like you don't ask questions, you're just going to get it sort of thing?
They gave me a brief description of the said relic. They said it is a pendant about yay big.
Okay.
And it is it's got snakes weaved on the outside, and in the middle there is a symbol of the sun.
Okay.
And they gave me very specific instructions to not touch it with my bare skin.
Cool.
That is all I know.
Yep.
Oh no.
I'm glad that I gave you something fun, Mike. You are very welcome.
You. Oh man. Anyways,
I feel like I just set in motion some fuckery.
Sure.
You set us on fire, but that's
Yep.
fine.
all right, cool. So yeah, you
touch it with your skin.
Yeah. So you convey this that sort of this desert surrounded on all sides by ocean, this cursed desert, desert of forgotten souls, contains this thing, and what's the payout?
The payout is extreme. It is 175 gold.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's a lot.
And can
it's
we
like-
add
it's
the
like
piece
a
of land that
freaking-
Gregory gets to put his house on?
You can buy it with. No, he's going to use that with the gold. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So the deal is that I take 75 and you two split the 100 for 50 apiece.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will
Understand.
actually decline it and only take 10.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I'm out here for experience, so
Yeah. All right. But even so, 10 gold is still a nice little handsome ransom. You could certainly
yes.
buy a nice little cottage with that kind of money.
You can have all the sewer rats. Sewer
yeah.
rat rescue.
yes.
So, all right. So you guys here.
Sewer rat rescue.
Why not?
All I thought of, I'm sorry, is the Bulldog show. Bulldog rescue or whatever. She's got like every kind of sewer rat running around in this compound.
Yep.
It's just me out in the field, like, all right, we got the sewer rat corner, but don't attack it.
Cool. So you guys are told about the quest. How do you react sort of to the information?
I'm accepting of it.
We gotta bring some gloves.
Though before we do leave, I am gonna, dedicate myself to it through prayer so I can do my quest action. But we can do that later.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. And Danica?
Gloves. We need gloves.
You need gloves. Yeah.
We need gloves. Like for real.
And
like
Grigori is actually
long gloves.
pretty apprehensive about this because he's never been in the desert before.
Mm-hmm.
Gloves and
But
water.
the guild has got strong belief that he'll be able to do it because of all the missions and all the years he's never failed to procure something.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
The finder.
All right. So, do you guys are you guys going to set off sort of right away, or are you going to sort of like set off in the morning, or what is your time frame for leaving?
I would imagine that because we're going into the desert and it's a dangerous mission, that we need to procure supplies, rest up, let Gorm pray.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
Grigori planning on leaving for about 2 or 3 days. He needed to
Yeah.
And I'll
drink and
perform ritual to make sure that I have all my stuff ready.
and get supplies together and stuff because this is going to be a long one.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Sure is.
So I mean, it could even be like a couple of days before you leave too. That's entirely possible. So you sort of you leave the tavern. You're outside the tavern. You're still sort of talking about what you need to do. Is it going to be a couple days before you leave then, like 2 or 3, or?
Yeah, I would say 2, possibly 3, depending on how long it takes for us to get everything tied up.
Yep.
We're
Okay.
loading
ready.
our stuff and
Sure.
tying up loose ends.
All right. All right. Are you gonna sort of go separate ways to get things on your own, or are y'all gonna sort of get things together as a group? How's that gonna work?
I think we plan up what we need.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm pretty sure that basic supplies like food and water,
Yeah.
we're probably gonna go and get split the cost between all of us. But as far as like individual things that we believe we need, I think that we're gonna take a day apart and get our own things.
Cool. All right. So you sort of you disperse into the city to get your wares. So you're here in town. What specific things is Grigori looking for to get for the trip?
Grigori is looking for a water skin, specifically, like a 4 or 5 foot one that you would wrap vertically around your back.
Okay.
As much water as you possibly can carry because he knows that you're going to need it in the desert.
Mhm.
And then he's going to look for one of the elven food shops because they make some of the best traveling food around. A little bit at a time, get you going.
All right.
And then he's basically going to go and get a cloak and hat, one of those like old wide-brimmed, traveling hats, to keep the sun off of them.
All right. So let's talk price, right? So you go to get to the watering skin. You want the long one. You come up on the water skin merchant, and you're sort of browsing his wares. I mean, he has more than water skins. He has general traveling gear, I guess. The water skin, he says, is 5 silver. You okay with that?
Yeah, it's fair.
All right, cool.
I'll pay 5 silver
All
for
right.
it.
So, and you said you have 55 silver on you, I believe.
Yeah. After my last quest that I just did. Yep.
So you pay 5 silver for the watering can. You can get sort of the elven food for about 2 silver. So that'd
Sounds
be cool.
good.
Yep, 2 silver. All right. And then what were the other items you wanted? Sorry.
Not a cloak, but something like an old Western guy would wear. You know, like a poncho, something you can drape over yourself to keep the sun and dirt and stuff off of you, and a wide brimmed hat.
Okay. So while you'll have to go to like a tailor or like a clothing shop.
Yep.
While you're on the way, let's check in with Gorm. Gorm, what are you getting for this trip?
Gorm isn't actually getting anything.
Okay.
He's just generally spending the next couple of days in prayer and contemplation for the whole quest thing.
Okay. All right. All right. And then what about Danica?
After I've set up my rituals and spell books for the day, my 3 main items, I want a good pair of sturdy, well-fitting gloves.
Okay.
A new, smaller, kind of lightweight pouch to protect Moofer from the sun.
Okay.
And some lightweight robes, with the hood, just something that's basically made for the desert.
Okay. And about how much money would you say Danica has? It has to be less than a gold. So.
Yeah. I don't know. She came from a decent family. She's selling black market pets. And helping people run products. So, what do you think?
All right, we can say you have like 100 gold, maybe, or 100 silver.
100 silver. Okay. Yeah.
Right.
100 gold, rich.
No.
Like, dang, why am I?
Yeah, I was like 100 gold. Boom.
Yeah. All right. Cool. And do neither Gorm or Danica think to get water? I guess.
Well, I thought he said that we had food and water already collected, that we split the money equally, and...
Okay, so Grigori's buying food and water for everyone?
We were splitting the cost of that.
No. We're all going to split the cost of food and water to travel.
But we did that together.
Grigori wants one on his person.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's why he bought the water skin. It's a little extra for him.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so then let's for food and water for everyone, let's say for the group, that's gonna run you about 10 silver total.
Okay.
So y'all can divide that up however you want to.
Honestly, I'll pay for that outright because that's the only amount of coin I actually had, and I'm not gonna need food and water once I actually do the quest thing because you gotta choose boons and all that.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so you can just deduct your 10 silver, and it's all paid for. Everyone go ahead and mark 5 rations on their character sheets.
All right.
Yep. All right. So while you guys are sort of doing your shopping, whatever. Grigori and Danica actually meet up in the same clothing / armor shop. Yeah, as you sort of search for stuff.
It looks like all of my stuff would be at a tailoring area.
Right. So Danica walks in. Grigori's already talking with the guy. For everything the Grigori wants, he's saying 20 silver.
20 silver? That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can try and talk him down if you want, or threaten him, or just,
What's your charisma like, Grigori?
Not good. It's a -1 for his charisma right
Can
now.
I assist?
Yeah. You can even outright just talk to the guy if you want to.
Sure. My friend and I here are looking for some of your wares, and since the both of us are going to be buying clothes, I was wondering if you could cut us a deal. So let's see if we can talk him into it.
Sure.
And we don't.
Yeah.
I tried.
Yeah. Hey.
You want to try?
What race is this dealer? Out of curiosity. Probably
I would
Elven.
assume. Yeah, I was gonna say I would assume Elven.
Yeah,
Elven tailor, yeah.
I mean, tailoring shop. Yeah, I would say Elven.
Yeah. So maybe
The elf racist.
as an elf, right? As an elf, he definitely looks down maybe on the orc and on the human as well. Maybe the orc a little more so. And so he doesn't feel too generous by way of negotiation.
Okay.
But or at least peaceful negotiation, anyways. So he says, 20 silver, and He sort of looks at you when you ask him. He says, "I don't give discounts." And sort of for the things that you're looking for, the gloves, the pouch, and the robes, he's citing 18 silver.
Okay.
Yep. So, are you guys gonna pay his prices, or are you gonna?
I need the supplies.
Yeah. What about Grigori?
Yeah, Grigori's just gonna be like, whatever, man.
Okay. All right. Cool. So deduct that amount of coin from your totals, but you do acquire the items you seek. So, all right. So,
And as I'm heading out, since he got some good, awesome food and drink and stuff like that, I'm gonna see like a stall outside with some various foods and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and I'm like, ooh. So I pick out a few foods, and not a big water skin because I'm not a big strong. I'm more of a caster.
Yeah.
Like a small kind of portable
Yeah.
something.
Canteen or
okay.
something.
So if you want to buy a canteen preloaded with water, just the smaller one, it'd just be 1 silver.
Okay.
Yep.
And the food?
And the food will be 2 silver. So, also, actually, if both Grigori and Danica want to mark 2 additional rations, because you've paid for them, basically.
Cool.
I figure, like, realistically, in character or in real life, if I pass by a stall of like delicious looking awesome foods, then I'm gonna be like, okay.
Yeah. Cool. So what kind of food is it?
Honestly, probably not the most I would say probably not the most practical foods.
Okay. All right.
Definitely like kind of snacky, like sweets and carbs, and
Yeah.
No, Grigori, he probably got like jerky and trail mix and like
He
really
sure
really
did.
practical things.
Yep.
And
he
I'm
sure
like,
did.
that smells delicious. Let's put it in a bag. Now, obviously we're in kind of a magical area, so it's not gonna like rot or go bad, but
Yeah.
it's not gonna give you the same energy,
Yeah. All right. Cool. So, in the 2 days' time that you guys have, is there any other business you want to conduct while you're in town?
I'm
Check
gonna
on the
need
animals.
to tell you what I've done with my quest, and I'm gonna have you pick a vow
Okay.
so I can maintain the blessing.
Okay.
So, through prayer and ritual cleansing, I've set out to defend Gregory from the iniquities that beset him. I choose up to 2 boons. I've chosen freedom from hunger, thirst, and sleep,
Okay.
and an invulnerability to fire.
Okay.
And then you have to tell me whether or not I need to be forbidden from using cowardly tactics and tricks, gluttony in food, drink, and the pleasure of the flesh, though I doubt that'll count. Observance of daily holy services, forbidden from suffering an evil creature to live, forbidden from lying, or I'm required to comfort those in need.
Comfort those in need.
Cool.
Yep. So now, well, there are creative ways that can play out. So, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I check on the animals before we leave them in someone's care that's going to take good care of them.
Who do you leave in care of the animals?
There's someone in town that I trust.
Okay. Do you pay them for their service?
You know what? Yeah, sure.
Right.
I don't want to be an asshole.
Right. And what does animal care go for these days?
I'd say because it's something they enjoy doing, I'm going to be generous and give them 2 silver.
Okay. All right. Cool. And that's for how many days?
Just because they're a friend, I'm like, when I get back, and if it's a long time and you have to buy feed, I'll reimburse you.
Okay. All right. Cool. And does Grigori have any other items to do while in town?
Nope, Grigori's got nothing
Okay.
else to do but drink and eat and contemplate.
All right, cool. So the 2 days pass, and then you sort of all meet at the exit of the town, and you go to head off on your journey. How are you traveling? Are you using a caravan of sorts, or are there horses, or is it by foot?
Yeah, I was gonna ask Stonewall there if Ironwall there if he can get us a discount or a free ride, or if there's a caravan he knows that's heading that direction.
I could potentially ask one of the caravans that's in the company I worked for whether or not we could hitch a ride.
Yeah. Okay. Now let's do roll on charisma to see if you were able to procure that.
Can I get a +1 since I used to work for them?
Yes.
Sweet. Thank God, because that makes it a 7.
Cool. So yeah, they definitely agree to take you. The only downside is that they're only going they're only going as far as the Lanisa. From once you reach that point, you'll have to travel by foot.
Quick question. In Lanisa, is there a town that we could get something else, like maybe rent a horse or a caravan in that area?
Lanisa is kind of like a small hub town, so they wouldn't necessarily have horse rental, but perhaps. So we can get there and we'll find out.
Okay. All right.
So now that's going to be from where you are to there. We're going to say that's probably like a 2 days ride at least.
Okay.
Maybe 3, depending on what kind of troubles you run into. So what I'm going to get everyone to do at this time is we're going to do Undertake a Perilous Journey. And for that, you're going to have some things you have to do. Someone has to be the Trailblazer, someone has to be the Scout, and someone has to be the Quartermaster. So basically, everyone's going to roll plus Wisdom, and then we'll decide who's going to be which thing, I guess.
Well,
Since
what
I don't
does which
sleep,
thing
I would
entails?
expect to be a scout.
All right.
Well, Quartermaster reduces the number of rations acquired by 1. Trailblazer reduces the amount of time it takes to reach your destination, and the Scout will spot any trouble quick enough to let you get the drop on it.
Yeah.
I'll do Trailblazer.
Okay.
I don't sleep now, so I'll be a Scout.
Okay.
And that leaves me with,
Quartermaster.
Yep.
All right. Cool. So get everyone to roll on Wisdom for that.
Okay.
That's an 8.
7.
That's a 7.
Okay, so everyone got the 7 to 9. So 7 to 9, everyone performs their job as expected. Normal number of rations are consumed, and the journey takes about as long as expected. So it's going to take just 2 days, and if everyone will mark just 2 rations of use from the journey.
All right.
Now you can in the town of Lanisa, you could purchase more rations if that's something you wanted. So you get to Lanisa. Like I said, it's a small town. It's got just sort of one general store that sells everything. There's an inn/pub. They only have 2 rooms, and there's sort of like a small open market where people are just selling like fruits, vegetables, meats, that kind of thing. And then there's like houses and things like that. So.
And you said this is a hub for travel?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're there right now?
You're there. Yeah, you made it.
All right. Grigori wants to look for the that one guy that always sells the shit that nobody talks about.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. Roll some discern realities.
Just so you know, I'm
That's a
constantly
7.
going to be on Gregory because of my quest, so...
You're what now?
I'm always going to be next to Gregory because my quest is to defend him, so...
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So yeah, you've heard of a guy, right? That's in the area, and you go to meet him. So it's said that he hides out sort of behind the inn, sort of in the alleyway. So you go back there, and you find this sort of like dwarf, and he looks a little rough. He might even be tweaking a little bit. What do you say to him?
Hey, man.
I heard you're the man that I'm looking for. That I need to find that I can procure certain things in this village. Is that true?
He says, "You a cop?"
Do I look like a cop?
He says, "You smell like a cop."
Does cops smell like shit?
Yeah, man. Pigs always smell like shit.
I'm not a cop.
What do you want?
I am looking for magical items. You know anything? Got any?
So, he says, magical items. What do you need that for?
That's my own business. What do you got?
All right, cool. So he opens his cloak, and you see some items. Let me get you to roll discern realities to see if you notice anything useful.
It's a 6.
Yeah. So yeah, everything that he has looks basically like junk.
Magical napkins.
Yeah. He says, I have right here an authentic monkey paw. It's not even a monkey paw, right? It's like a squirrel's hand, right? But he's like, I have here an authentic monkey paw. Look, grant your wishes. Only 35 silver. And he says, and right here, this is a dagger made from the pinky of an ogre. Right here, it's an enchanted dagger. You stab someone with this, and they'll die instantly.
You said he's a gnome, right?
No, he's a dwarf.
Oh, dwarf! I
Yeah.
want to pick him up and shake him upside down and see if anything good falls out of him.
I'm standing by laughing.
Yeah, if you want to roll strength for picking up and shaking him, you can, sure.
Fuck yeah, man. That's a 9.
Cool. So yeah. You pick him up and you shake him, and he starts yelling, right? He's like, what are you doing? Stop! Oh God, no! But his yelling. So as you shake him, like some things fall out. The dagger he was holding falls off of him, and the squirrel paw, which he calls a monkey's paw, it does fall out. Also, a vial of liquid falls out. You don't know what it is. But about that time, after everything's fallen out,
Skooma.
His yelling has caused some interest. So, sort of these 3 humans sort of around the corner, and they're sort of just like looking. They're a little concerned because orcs are scary, but there's 3 of them, and so they're just sort of like, "Hey, man, what's going on back here?"
Like this little pervert tried to touch my junk.
Roll charisma.
Oh, this better be the roll of the century. Nope. That's a 3.
So they say, yeah, fat chance. Who would ever want to touch an orc? An orc. Yeah, an orc. And they draw some weapons.
I would like to use my I am the law skill.
Okay.
When I give an NPC an order based on my divine authority, I roll charisma and they choose one thing to do. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to shout out, I am a paladin of God. This is an holy act. Leave.
All right. So it's one person, right? So which person are you saying this to?
Let's go with the one with the scariest weapon.
Okay. Yeah. So when they draw their weapons, one has a short sword, one has a dagger, and one has a staff. So.
All right, staff.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, good call.
2d6 plus charisma.
Yeah.
That's an 8.
All right.
On a 7+, they choose to either do what I say, back away cautiously, then flee, or attack me.
Cool. Wow.
Yeah.
I get to choose that option, huh?
Yes.
All right. Cool.
All right. No pick, but
Where
yeah.
that's going.
Nah, man. The one with the staff runs away.
Hey!
Yeah. He's gone. But the other 2, the one with the short sword and the one with the dagger, are still there. And they're a little more concerned because the numbers aren't matching up for them too well. Also, at this time, Grigori, you've dropped the dwarf on the ground,
Actually, I've chucked him to the side.
Yeah. So, but either way, he's on the ground, right? And he's like kind of scrounging to collect his stuff. And the humans, seeing the troll and the orc there, are sort of like we don't want your kind around here. We don't want to fight. If you just leave peacefully, we'll leave you alone. What do you do?
Yeah, okay, whatever, man.
Yeah.
I tell them to walk the other direction. I'll walk the other direction. I don't give a shit.
All right. They stand in place.
I'm not scared of a fight.
They stand in place and wait for you to walk away. Do you?
I'll let he drop though.
Yeah. So you do walk away?
Yes.
Okay. And does Gorm follow?
Yeah, saying grace be with you as I walk away.
Okay, cool. All right, yeah. So you walk away, and they're sort of just left there in the alleyway. And then you can hear him sort of talking to the dwarf. As you leave the alleyway. So anything else you guys want to do at this time then?
No, the city sucks.
Can I buy a couple more rations?
Sure. Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. So roll. You're going into the sort of the only marketplace that there is.
Okay.
Well, do you go into the general store, or do you go into the sort of like almost flea market area, like a general
Or
market?
the flea market area,
Okay,
better
cool.
stuff.
Yeah. So roll.
Might find a moped.
Roll discern realities to see what what kind of goods you find.
I find not.
Yeah, cool. You find some pretty substandard goods that you could buy. There are merchants, and they have some like the meat. The meat looks like it's going to go bad soon.
I want to roll
old
for
squirrel
food
meat.
poisoning, so I think I'm just going to stick with my 5 rations.
Okay. You don't trust the food. That's fine. It's fair. And
this is
all right, cool.
disappointing.
Do you guys have any other things to do here while you're around?
Grigori looks at Danica and is like, I told you this city sucks.
It really does. I just wanted. I bet you I don't have horses either, like to keep or caravans for us to go the rest of the way either.
As a just in case, I would like to pull like a small ornament or something out of my adventuring gear and sell it.
Okay. Well, first of all, what are you pulling out?
Let's say a nice ornamental bracelet.
Okay. And who are you selling it to? Who are you trying to sell it to?
The general store.
Okay. So you walk into the general store, and you have this bracelet. And who's behind the counter? What do you find behind the counter? What's back there? Like, what is the person?
It's another human.
Okay. So yes, it's a human. Male or female?
Female.
Female. All right. Age?
35.
Okay. So middle-aged human, female. What do you say to her to try and sell this item?
Ma'am, I would like to sell this bracelet.
Bracelet
Cool.
pretty.
Roll for charisma.
Bracelet's pretty. You buy now? That's a 10.
Okay, cool. Yeah. She says she sees it and she says, "It's like, oh, what an exquisite bracelet. Wherever did you come by it?"
I picked it up while I was traveling with my caravan.
Okay, cool.
Dead bodies.
She says, she says, for something like this, I could see 1 silver.
Oh, wow.
She's really busting your balls.
Where it gets fun.
Yeah.
How about we make it 5?
Cool. Let's we're gonna roll on charisma. She wants to deal with you. Let's roll on intelligence for the cunning of the deal.
That's a 7.
All right, cool. So what do you say to her to convince her that it's worth 5?
Now, dear, as you can see, this is obviously not something you typically come across here. Might
Cool.
be worth just a little more.
So describe the bracelet to me. What's it made out of? What does it look like?
It is an iron bracelet, but
Okay.
it is studded with gemstones.
Okay.
It's like woven iron.
Cool. All right, so she looks at you. She says, "You've got the tongue of a merchant. I can tell. All right, brass tacks. I can do 3 silver."
I'm accepting of this.
Okay. All right, cool. So yeah, you sell it to her for 3 silver. She hands you 3 silver. Transaction's over. Anything else you want to do in the shop while you're there?
Nope, I'm pleased.
Okay, cool. So you leave, and are you guys looking to head out then, or?
Yep, I guess so.
All right.
City's garbage, yes.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
We don't want to be here anymore.
So now you're gonna make your way south towards the desert, then? Yes. That's the plan.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
All right. So you start making your way towards the desert, and initially it's still just like it's luscious green land, and you're sort of thinking to yourself like, when does it become desert, right? Like,
Desert.
you know, because none of you have been here before. It's just not a place people go. So as you're just climbing through the trees and the clearing and stuff, you sort of get to like denser and denser parts of the forest, and sort of as you're getting in, you notice the further you get in, the less signs of like animal life. Like, you know, as you get into the thicker and thicker wood, there just doesn't seem to be any signs of animals of any kind, which is really weird. The forest is basically silent where you're sort of passing through right now.
That's not good.
Yeah.
High alert.
How are our animals reacting to this?
Didn't we leave them at them?
I thought that we
Yes, you
carried our own pets with us, but I don't know.
Did you bring the rat with you? I know she brought her little griffin. Did the rat come too?
Well, I guess so.
Yeah. Your animals also just fall very silent, right? They're just like, you know,
Okay.
quiet, but they're not dead or anything. I mean, it's not like
Okay, just making sure. Just like
Yeah.
I'm checking the pocket on you okay in there, and it's just like retreats further into the pouch.
And so you've been traveling the better part of the day. It's sort of getting to be evening at this time, and as you sort of push past the edge of the forest, before you lay sort of the vastness of the desert. You know, there are ruins. There's sort of mountains in the distance. It's just sort of this not nice looking place in general. And you've got to cross it, right? You've got to cross it to get to where you're going. Do you have any thoughts or preparations at this time?
Grigori would like to maybe try to spout some lore or knowledge that he has of how to survive, or maybe the pitfalls or dangers of this particular cursed desert.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll spout lore. That's with intelligence.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, that doesn't happen. It's just a 6.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you don't really know much about the desert. It's just not something that's ever been on your radar too much. So, do you guys start heading in, or?
Yep.
I guess so.
Yep.
It's like Naruto run it, like Area
Yeah.
51. Just,
Yeah. So you
that's why 2020 is going the way it is. It's fine.
you start walking through the desert. So immediately upon walking in, there's one contradiction you notice right offhand. The air is very hot. The sand is very cold. It's just a very like uneasy sort of like dichotomy between the two things, the hot and the cold.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Um,
weird.
As
Just like take a dust bath like a chinchilla every time we get hot.
yeah. Yeah, sure. So you get a few miles into the desert, and then you hear this sort of noise. Are we all familiar with Star Wars?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you the Sand People?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
This is
no!
definitely better than where I thought it was going.
You know the noise they make?
Yeah.
Yeah. You hear that noise. If I get everyone to roll Defy Danger,
Cool.
yeah, roll with either Dex or Constitution.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Whew.
6.
9.
I'm fucked. That's
Yeah.
I'm the only one that's making it.
So the sound sort of catches you off guard, and you start looking around, looking for the sound. And about that time, bursting out of the sand are three assailants. They jump out of the sand. As they jump, they have a. Y'all know what a rollabola is?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like the
It's a string piece that has 3 balls attached to it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You throw it.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
know exactly what that
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
That's what I thought, but I was
So they jump out and they throw these things immediately. And Grigori and Gorm get hit with these things and fall to the sand and just take some minor damage. 4 damage minus any armor that you have as you get intense in this thing. Danica manages to bat the one coming at her out of the way. It does sort of catch her a little off guard, but she does manage to bat it out of the way. She doesn't get trapped up in it. So they all land on the ground. What do you guys do?
Cut myself out of it.
Okay, let's roll for. You can roll on strength for cutting yourself out.
Yeah, that's happening. That's a 13. That's. I'm done. I'm out.
Cool. All right.
And do I roll on charisma to see if Moofer can untie the knots and get me out?
Well, you're not tied up. You knocked it out of the way.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
So I can just get up.
You got a 9, right? I believe.
Yeah, I can just get up and dust myself off.
Yeah. And then
Cool.
Gorm, what are you doing?
Gorm will also need to break out.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, you get out. Cool. So yeah, you break free. Let me get. And then Danica, what are you doing as your action?
I don't know. I guess
Kill the little sand bastards.
I am going to cast invisibility. I mean, I'm going to let them know prior, like really, really quietly, just so that like maybe we can get a sneak attack in
Okay.
this dust storm.
Sure.
8 plus. It's a 10. I am invisible as fuck.
Yeah, you fade from existence. So while you guys were getting yourselves up, these guys have sort of moved attack. They all have like these sort of like jagged iron spears that they're coming in to attack with at this point. And they're the whole time they've got this sort of like battle cry. And so let me get both Grigori and Grom to defy danger again. This time you can roll with strength or dexterity.
That's a 9 for me.
Okay.
I got an 8.
All right, cool. So you're gonna sort of deflect their attacks, and you may get like just slightly injured. But how? So Grigori, how does it happen? He's coming in. He's coming in for the stab. What do you do?
I literally just swipe my hand and knock it out of the way.
Okay, cool. So you knock it out of the way. The force is just hitting the metal bar with your hand. Just 2 damage minus any armor you've got. And then Grom, what do you do?
I'm going to whip my tower shield forward, and it's not going to deflect, but it is going to knock it away from hitting anything vital.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Because it was so quick, the force of the hit does knock you off balance a little bit. You'll take just -1 to your next roll.
All right.
All right. So, so what is Danica sort of up to with her invisibility?
Well, I'm sneaking up behind one of our little people that is trying to.
Well, so you've got the 2 that just attacked both Grigori and Gorm. The other one is sort of maybe confused as to where you've gone. So he's sort of like, trying to find you. What do you do?
I am behind him.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast Magic Missile directly on him. And do I get an advantage on that?
Yeah,
since-
you can have a +2 advantage for being invisible.
Okay. And that's on what?
Magic missile, I think.
Well, no, I was.
Oh,
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right.
it's plus
Right.
intelligence, I believe.
So that's 8. That's gonna be an 8.
Okay, and that's including the +2.
Actually, no. That's a 10. Okay, that's a 10. Sorry.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, then
Math.
yeah. So you're gonna cast it, and I think on a 10+, do you get like some extra boon or something?
It doesn't say. It just says unless. Hold on. With cast a spell. Let's see.
Yep.
I can cast it again later. Everything's fine. It
Okay.
doesn't affect my other spells or anything like that.
All right.
So, which is basically just what happens with the success anyway. And that's 7. That's 7 damage.
All right, cool. So,
Which means my invisibility is still up.
well, no, I think when you cast another spell, I think the invisibility drops. if I'm
Yeah,
not
when you
mistaken.
cast a spell, it negates
Oh,
you.
okay, that's right.
Yep. So,
Okay. No, I'm visible now. That's fine.
Yep. So he takes. Tell me how the magic missile hits him. Explain it like how it like comes out of you or your staff or whatever, and then how it hits him. Where does it hit him? All that kind of
So
stuff.
I'm basically sneak behind him, so that I can sneak up behind him for this attack.
Yep.
And just right at his head, I'm holding my hand, and I'm
Are you casting point blank rage?
sure am.
Okay, you can take a +1 damage on that too. So we'll take that to 8. It's fine. All right.
Because I just want to get right up on him behind his head, and I just concentrated all my energy and just sent it straight out through the hand.
Cool. Yeah. So as it hits him, it knocks him to the ground, and so he's definitely at a disadvantage at this moment. All right. So here's where we are. Grigori, you've just deflected attack. Grom, you deflected attack, and this other guy has just hit the ground. What is Grigori doing next?
Grigori is sick of this shit. He's gonna do a good like hack and slash right on this butthole that attacked me.
Okay.
So, all right, that's 11, and I have a merciless, which is when you deal damage, you deal an extra D4.
Okay.
And then I've got Scent of Blood, so on my next attack on the same foe, I get another D4.
Yep. All right.
So that's 12 damage.
Okay. Well, the 11 is for your success, so then you have to roll for damage.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. My bad. Let me do my D10 plus 1 here. All right, that's 9 damage.
Cool. And tell me how it goes down.
I just, after I swipe that bar away, I just step in and just punch him right in the gut.
Cool. All right. Cool.
And then, like an uppercutting move, so I can cut the crap out of him.
Yeah. Cool. So you do an uppercut. You hit him in the stomach. I assume knock him back a little bit when you do so.
Yep.
You knock him back onto his backside into the dirt. Did you want to take an additional D4 of damage to open yourself up to attack?
Nope.
Okay. So he hits the ground. What is Gorm doing, or Iron Roll, as Grigori is mid punch?
Gorm is going to cast Magic Weapon on his sword.
Okay. All right.
Let's roll with Wisdom, -1. So it's a 13.
Nice. Okay.
Cool.
So yeah, you do it. Yeah. How's your? Tell me what that looks like.
I hold my sword aloft and shout, "By the power of Forsetti."
Okay. By the power of Forsetti. All right, cool. And does it glow? Does it? I mean, how
It gets slightly longer.
Okay. Sure thing. That's what I do when I'm imbued with power too. It's fine. All right, cool. So it gets longer. Then sort of Danica, what are you up to at this moment?
All right. So my question is, as far as placement of character, is there one of our victims that is far away from basically both of all of us?
I guess the character that would be the furthest away from anyone might be the one that Gorm deflected, because he sort of run him and deflected and like kind of run through. So he's got a little bit of distance between him and Gorm. The next furthest away would probably be the one from Grigori because he punched him, and he's flown back just a little bit.
I think that we should take the one that's far away from everybody, and I think it's time to break out Fireball.
Okay.
Do it, even if I'm close. I'm immune to fire. So
That's true.
Oh, that's
Hey,
right.
there you go.
Yeah.
Light it up.
Okay. It's time to light this candle, hopefully.
I just catch on fire, and I'm like, "What? Is there something wrong?"
Okay, good. Ooh, that was quick. That was close. That's a 7.
Okay. So now you take a negative on a 7 to 9. What negative are you going to take on your spell casting?
I'm going to draw attention to myself.
Cool. All right. So yeah, you cast the fireball. How does it come out? How does it hit him? Give me a description.
Just like the white light that came out of my hands, I start forming the ball, almost like I'm kind of forming it.
Yeah.
And then I just throw it forward, just Dragon Ball Z style.
Do you yell Rasengan? Anyways. Yeah. All right. Cool. So yeah, the flame hits him. Where on the body does it hit him?
Just straight in the chest.
Okay. Yeah. Hits him in the chest. It sort of explodes with power. Knocks him back a few feet. The flames do bathe Gorm just a little bit in their sort of.
I need to roll for damage
explosion.
too.
Yep. And Gorm is unaffected.
Awesome.
He was like soft.
Yep. And then what is your damage, yeah?
It's a 10.
Nice. Yeah. Dang. He gets,
That's 2 sickness.
he gets to hurt bads.
Yeah.
However, as you've done that, the one that you blasted before, he's taken his leg and he's sort of kicked your legs out from underneath you.
What a dick.
So just after you let loose, he attacks you, and you take 3 damage minus armor as you fall to the ground, though. What is Grigori doing?
Grigori's gonna step in and hack and slash that butthole that he just punched.
Okay.
So that is like a 13.
Cool.
That's 12.
All right.
All right.
So you roll
we're gonna
damage
do that.
plus 2d4s, right?
Yep. So that's 7. Oh, dang. 12 and another 3. Jeez. Damage, man.
Okay, cool. You're gonna finish this guy. Tell me the combo that does it.
All right. So he steps in and does a left uppercut, and then he does like an arcing side hit to the side of the dude's head, and the head just explodes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So when you hit him up in the air with one hand and then knock him on the side of the face with the other. When you do so, his skull crushes and Joel disappears, and we don't have him anymore. There he is. Cool. Yeah. Oh no. You there?
Oh yeah, I'm back.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, you punch him in the side of the head, and the bandages come off of him. His head and skull are crushed, and sort of brain matter and blood go everywhere. And he falls to the ground lifeless. What is Gorm doing while this is happening?
Gorm is going to stride through the fire towards the one that Danica just hit,
Okay.
and he's going to bring his sword down on him.
All right. Cool.
Like a Terminator.
Yeah.
Dun 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 dun.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he is.
Damn right he is.
Roll for some damage.
Sweet.
Are you a Human Torch now?
The sword catches fire while I'm walking by.
Can you
Oh,
just
God.
hug him while you're on fire
Don't even
and
need
start him on
D4.
fire?
That would be great.
Yeah. So
Hug him.
you also murder this guy. So if you want to play that out for me.
When he fell outside of the fiery zone, I decided to walk through it. I skewer him on the ground and toss him back into the fire.
So okay. So you're literally like kebabbing.
I literally
him.
pick him up with the sword and hurl him back into the fire.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
And I yell marshmallow person as the
So yeah, you
for doing so.
As you toss him back into the flames, the bandages covering his whole body just sort of ignite, and he lets out his horrible scream as he sort of flails in the fire, until his body falls lifeless and continues to burn and char. All the while, Danica, what are you sort of up to right now?
Laughing at him getting thrown into the fire. That's pretty cool.
Well, you're on the ground because you got kicked on the ground.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
And this other guy's gotten up, so he's now risen to his feet now.
I use my staff to kind of ready myself and stand back up.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna try to go invisible again, just so I can sneak up on this guy, maybe get an unfair advantage.
Sure.
That's a 7 again.
All right. So what negative boon will you take?
Unfortunately, I guess I'm going to draw attention, so it would basically be like.
Okay, no. So you go invisible, but your footsteps are still visible in the dirt, right? And this guy has noticed this, right?
The other one wasn't that smart, but yeah.
Yeah. So he goes to sort of attack at where your footsteps are. What is Grigori doing?
He's stepping in to hack and slash and punch the shit out of this guy too.
All right, cool.
Yes, please distract him from my footsteps.
I'll get my dice rolls back here. All right.
Is he distracted because he's staring at my footsteps?
It could be, yeah. I mean, if you want to take a +1, it's not going to help you, but you can take one.
Grigori doesn't hit this guy at all.
Yeah.
He falls on his face.
Right.
See, you're familiar in the back, Mike.
So, well, no, hold on. All right. So you get a +1 for the advantage, and your strength is 2, right? +2. Right.
My strength?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a +3.
Okay. So +3 gets you up to 5. +1 gets you up to 6.
No good.
Your allies could roll to assist and bump you up to a 7, right?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I can roll to assist.
Yeah. So let's get Danica to do it since she's invisible and being attacked. She's part of this fray already.
Okay, yeah. So it is it's 2d6s plus bonds?
Yeah. So 2d6 plus bonds.
Holy shit, that's a 13.
Cool. So yeah. So here's what's gonna happen, right? You're gonna be successful. Go ahead and roll for damage. Let's see what that's gonna look like.
All right.
Keeping this dice.
That's 12.
Cool. So you're not gonna quite kill him, but he'll be mortally wounded. So Danica, this guy's coming for you. Do you trip or push him in some way?
Oh yeah.
All right, cool. What do you do?
Push him as close to the fire as we can.
All right. Well, you're gonna push him towards Grigori, right? Because Grigori is who's attacking him, right?
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Then. Oh, that's right.
You're
he's not
assisting.
over there by the fire. Yeah, I'm assisting.
Yep.
I'm just gonna give him a good shove.
Okay. So you shove him in Grigori's general direction. Grigori, what are you doing?
Well, I was going to, punch for his head, and what happened was I maybe tripped as I did that. The sand was a little soft under me, and so instead of going for the head, I connect with his chest as he's being pushed towards me.
Yep. So as you hit him in the chest, his arm with the short sword or with the dagger comes up, catches you just under the bicep, and you get stabbed for 3 damage minus any armor that you have. But you do major damage. You can hear some cracks in the ribs as you punch him, and he stumbles back several feet. Meanwhile, what is Gorm doing?
Back through the fire towards him.
Okay.
I make it a point to walk through the fire.
Yeah. Are you attacking?
Yeah, but this time I'm gonna bash him with my shield.
Okay.
And give him a big bear hug while you're at it.
Yes, God, yes I am. That's an 11. So
Just yell. I'm just gonna yell, hug him to death.
Cool. You don't even have to roll for damage because even 1 damage will kill him. So
Oh, that was
That's
close.
great.
yeah. So tell me how the shield bash goes down.
I stroll through the fire. He has just sliced at Grigori, and I'm like, no, not today. And I take my shield up and down onto his head.
Okay, cool. So you do you sever his head, decapitate it, or you just crush it?
Oh, it's crushed. It's in his
Okay,
ribs.
cool. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So yeah, you crush his head down. You know, like the neck.
He's
sinks
a
down.
turtle.
Yeah, it sort of concaves down into the chest cavity, and he just falls over dead. Sort of blood and guts and bones are coming out of him in a number of places from the strike. But you know, as that happens, sort of your assailants are seemingly down at this point. So you sort of completed the battle. Do you have anything you do in the area after the battle?
I loot the bodies.
Cool.
I was gonna say we loot.
Yeah.
Once they're done looting the bodies, I throw them on the funeral pyre with the other one.
Yeah.
He was not melted in the melty one.
Yeah.
Hey, can you loot the one in the fire pile?
I can search the one that's in fire. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, please do.
So everyone roll discern
What we find.
realities
Yeah.
on your wisdom for looting the bodies.
That's a
Yeah.
9.
That's a
I
6.
find
for
Jack.
me.
I find Jack fucking shit.
Okay, cool. So yeah, Grigori and Danica don't really find anything, but Gorm, who's searching the on fire body, he finds a key. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. You find a key. It's got sort of like an omega symbol on the end of it. As it trails down, the end that's actually the key part has sort of the key on either side, and they look sort of like spikes with other spikes coming off of them. So, but you find
It's a
this
weird
key.
key.
Yeah, it looks to be pretty old. It's like an iron key. It's got a little bit of rust on it. So,
Guys, I found a key.
yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Don't touch it. It's hot.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
It's a good thing your character's smart. Just throw the hotkey at somebody, and then reflexively they just go, "Hey."
I thought about tossing it. Like I found this key. Oh shit! Don't touch it.
yeah. So you guys are continuing through the desert then, I presume, from this point.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you keep making your way through the desert. You sort of wander in the direction that you sort of know you're supposed to be going in, for about an additional day. We sort of roll up midday on the following day. You walk through the night and whatnot, and midday you come upon what you think might be your destination, and it's sort of in the side of one of the rock spires coming out of the desert itself. This almost sort of like temple-looking entrance. It's old, certainly from another time, and that's where we'll sort of conclude for tonight, in front of this area.
Nice.
Yeah. So there we are.
Grigori says that he's heard about a grail that you can drink from and live forever and something like that.
Yeah. A holy grail. Cool. But yeah, so and then next week we'll pick up with what happens on the inside.
Nice.
Or not.
Sweet.
Y'all just hang out outside. Start a coffee shop. That's fine too.
I'm gonna sell sand.
It's sand coffee. It's awful.
Yeah. Be much better than the time you tried to sell ice in the Arctic, right?